Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Asilah Kurnia. I'm from Group 10 of Language and Advertisement courses. In this moment, I would like to explain about cultural variations in advertisement as the next material for our courses with my partner Afifa Marwah and M.Fasya. The first is about cultural variations and copy adaptations that will be delivered by me. So, let us begin with what is cultural variation. As we know, there are a lot of cultures in all over the world, and the difference in its variety is called cultural variation. Or in other words, cultural variation is the differences in social behaviors that different cultures exhibit around the world, and it also brings different attitudes and values to the reading of any text. And why knowing about it is important in advertisement? The first thing is because it will be influenced in advertising strategy. Like, if we know about one culture in one area, it will be easier for us to make our products accepted by the others. And the second one is to minimize the negative impact, like the products will be rejected. Of course, with cultural immersions or cross-cultural communication as its tools. The next is about copy adaptation. At least here I write 4 definitions. The first is like copy adaptation is cultural variation which is demonstrated in the area of verbal translation, or it is translation in the field of advertising. Another definition is it is the process of adapting a message from one language into another while maintaining its intent, style, tone, and context. And last is adapting the text to fit the culture of its targeted group. And actually there are another terms for copy adaptation itself, like transcreation. It is the most famous one. Another is cultural adaptation, multilingual copywriting, international copy, adaptation of marketing materials, and creative international marketing. And of course, copy adaptation have a function. It is for resolve the cultural gaps. And after the cultural gaps has been resolved, the message will positively received by the intended audience. And the process of copy adaptation first is adapting the text from search language, then translating it or encoding the text into targeted language. And there is another step like designing and marketing the services or products, and the target audience will be the domestic one. That's all from me. Thank you for your attention, and the next material will be delivered by Afifa Marwah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Afifa Marwah, and I will explain the next part of this chapter. There are 2 types. The first one is connotation, containing referential meaning, and the second one is denotation or slang. It contains brand logo or name. And the last is sound symbolism. That is just a part of 2 of them. it's containing associated sound with particular ideas. Okay, and the definition of connotation. Connotation is a commonly understood subjective, cultural, or emotional association that some word of or phrase carries, containing emotional or subliminal meaning. Connotation are the mental connection between abstract and tangled. Every message can have two meanings, a literal one and a suggestive one. The ability to make association of both a conscious and unconscious level is a remarkable phenomenon that works with the human imagination. We have emotional and environmental thought about what we see. We don't just think about things, but we also feel and remember them as well. And the next is denotation or slang. Denotation have a referral meaning or a words bearers in advertising. Denotation needed for choose a right word in advertising. For example, consider there's words fat, overweight, plump, stout. What the audience can visually see on an advertisement. Uh, word, words and image with approximately the same denotation can evoke responses which are quite different. For example, consider this word fat, overweight, plump, stout. Words like plump feel jolly when applied to people, or juicy and ripe when applied to food. Fat, on the other hand, can feel much more negative, even though its definition is quite similar of plum. Just like words, visual image also have different connotation. Generally speaking, when something is left to the imagination, it has more impact than when all the details are made evident. This also makes your audience feel more intelligent and flattered. So rather than spell things out entirely, we rely on connotation. Things seems more fun, healthy, masculine, feminine, young, or old, not because of what they intrinsically are, but because of how they are presented. And the last is sound symbolism. Sound symbolism is one of meaning, the meaning of creation, where someone associates sound with particular ideas in a short expression such as brand name. Language also plays its part in the creation of meaning. For example, sound symbolism, where we associate sounds with particular ideas. In a short expression such as a brand name, individual sounds are thrown into relief and must therefore be chosen with care. The sound system have a similarity with tagline in branding of advertising. And the last, I will give some example. There is a logo of McDonald's, and the logo show us that is a M letter with yellow color, and the background is red. The denotation of this logo is the yellow letter of M, and connotation fun and comfortable of this logo. And the last sound symbolism or tagline of this brand is I'm loving it. Okay, the next part will be ordered by Fasya. Thank you.
Hello guys, I wanna continue my partner explain about this presentation, and then now I want to explain about polysemy. Polysemy is one word having more than one meaning. Is to dominate the interpretation in the marketplace of simple commercial message. This is for the example from polysemy. In that example of this was when the Economist newspaper ran a series of ads which had short quotes, supposedly people talking about their own view of the Economist. The typography of this is particularly interesting. Nothing out of the ordinary, just the same serif typeface used in the economics branding. The beauty of this is what the type says, and that it's not trying to shout at the viewer. There are no visuals. The ads are completely driven. This is something you don't see very often these days. It seems to have a different kind of appeal, not that it doesn't feature image and effects, and literally just speaks to you. I think this is yet another technique that can be used to make an advert stand out. It makes you think for yourself, actively consider why you don't read The Economist. And next is product brand names and slogan, like the advertising copy itself, are also subject to the process themselves, are not simply linguistic. Language change reflect change in the world around us, both in terms of physical realities and in terms of attitudes and values. One area of language that is relatively unsublished, that of euphemism. And the next is taboo. Taboo is the idea of some areas as forbidden and therefore unable to mention, can apply to social groups as particular experience. Using taboo in an advertisement serves as a pulling effect so strong it dims the noise of the clutter of ads. However, advertisers should be careful not to offend audience or risk damaging the image of the brand. Also, it should be taken into consideration that consumers' need and pre-existing attitudes contribute to the success of the ad or lack of. It is if the consumers targeted simply have no need for the product, the ad with all its humorous glory would be a flop. It is two kind of taboo. The first one is older text and then modern text. It is the example from older text. It is. And then now is the example from modern text. Like that. Maybe enough from us. This is from 10 group. Sorry if any mistakes, and thank you for your attention. Thanks for watching, and stay at home. Goodbye.